I wish I could tell you what happens behind the scenes when Minnal Murali promotions happen. Two good-looking men, one the superhero in the film. Of course, give it up for Tovino. Right now, Talia, come on, clap, 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 sir. Tovino Thomas. And of course, Basil, Joseph, the director of Minnal Murali. But most importantly, I love the way people take care of you in Mumbai. From your hair going in front, coming at the back. You don't need it, Tovino. You're a good-looking man.
Thank you so much for the compliment.
But tell me, I love this. Both of you started your careers at the same time. 2012, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
When you look back at this 10-year journey, it's had its ups, it's had its downs. Tell me about the ups and the downs that'll inspire the people watching the show and make them feel that, yes, we all can be superheroes in real life. Tovino.
We are these two small town boys who wanted to get into cinema. He wanted to be a director. I wanted to be an actor. And for us, we didn't have any contacts in the film industry. We never had any connections. And right now, I think I can vouch for Basil also. We are living our dream. Yes, I have had ups and downs. I had to face a lot of criticisms and failures and insults. But all those criticisms and insults and failures strengthened me even more. I worked hard on whatever I was lacking, and I'm someone who pushes my limit to the maximum. And I know Basil will talk about himself. I'm talking about myself. So I'm someone who like to do that. Generally, I'm a very laid back guy, but if I desire something very keenly, I'll go to any extent to achieve that. I'll try. I never give up without trying.
I like that. See, it's not just about being a superhero on the screen. Even the common man out there can become a superhero. I liked it. You know, you've said a comment somewhere, and I'm going to come to you, Basil, as well. You've said a comment saying, my journey has been filled with hardships. What was that one criticism or an insult which you felt, Tovino, motivated you?
Everything. Every negative I got kept the fire burning. Even the positives, okay? I don't need much negativity. So when I started off, as I told, I didn't have any connections in the film industry. So I went and clicked few portfolio pictures, and then I had done few short films with my friends, very amateur ones, not professional ones. I didn't want to go and beg for characters, for roles. I wanted to market myself. That's how I got into the industry. So I didn't go with bare hand and I said, please give me a chance. I never asked that. I gave the CD of my short films with my number on it. I showed them the pictures I had, and I had a number on the back of the photographs also. And I used to do that a lot. I attended a lot of auditions and all. But there were times when people said, I don't look like an authentic Malayali. People who look like you cannot succeed in Malayalam film industry, and they rejected my request. But I kept on doing that because I really wanted to get into the industry. And there were times, I don't want to specify the incidents because it can hurt other people. There were a lot of instances when I had to face insults just because of my looks, and I'm not a trained actor. I learned coming to the industry, and I will not say that I'm the best actor in the industry, but I'll definitely say I've improved a lot from where I started. I knew nothing. Now I know something. By the time I'm 50 or 60, maybe I'll know almost everything.
Tovino Thomas, to everyone who's watched Minnal Murali, a Malayalam film coming on a big platform, you're no way just an average actor. And if you still believe that you just are a guy who's improving a little bit, I'm glad you're so humble like this. Basil, for you as well, you've directed a film. It's reaching a world audience. Have you also had to go through these trials and tribulations?
Yeah, it was not so easy. I was lucky enough to get into movies when I was so young as a director. But getting a break is not what matters. You have to continue the opportunity you get. You have to upskill yourself and stay in the industry. For your shelf life is what matters, I think. So staying here is more struggling than getting into the industry. One break will not make you successful. I think you have to work even further harder to stay in the industry. So I find surviving in the industry is harder actually. So because it's very competitive, it's very constructive actually, because with better visibility, better audience across, like you are getting an exposure with Minnal Murali, you are getting a global platform for your movie to reach. So there are so many audience, that responsibility become more stressful for you to.
But Basil, my question is, for example, it's a great point. You get to the industry, you do well, to be there is far more difficult. Did you ever feel, my God, I need to get out my inner superhero and survive? And did you feel at any point of time, survival is getting tough, I may have to pack my bags and go and do something else? Did you have that kind of a moment?
It was in this process of Minnal Murali, maybe I never felt like going back, but it was a very stressful journey.
What do you say, yeah?
Yeah, because we had a COVID scenario in between. We had to finish movie of this scale in the middle of COVID, and you shouldn't compromise on the quality, on the output of the movie. So the stress was so much, like you had to go through so many instances where you feel like, okay, this is it, it's done, the movie have to be shelved or something like that happened every time. Even in the middle of the shoot, we had COVID ourselves and we had to go for quarantine. We had to go for quarantine. The movie finished in 4 schedules because of COVID.
And we had just
scenario.
3 days of shoot remaining when we got COVID.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was very difficult. There's also a vandalization issue happened. The movie was all over the news all the time for not so good reason. We are so proud of, not because of our fault, but something or the other outside reasons came into play in the process. So it was very stressful throughout. But other than that, I really felt like it was not so struggling in that perspective. I never felt like going back to something else. I was always.
We won't let you go by anywhere else, Basil. What are you saying? We are here.
We don't know anything else. This is the only thing we know.
But Tovino, like he said, you all had so much which was happening. COVID, then you had that instant on the sets. Did that genuinely, brother, shake your confidence?
No. I never.
Even the sets issue, right?
Yeah, I don't have regrets in my life. Like when this is something I achieved. What I have achieved is something. It was my dream once. Now I'm living my dream. And
no, but when forces which are not in your hands, right?
Yes.
When that happens,
then what can I do? If it's not in my hands, okay, let's wait. Let the situation becomes favorable for us and we'll start the shoot again. That's what I thought.
Wow. It's not only just growth as an actor, but he's saying as a person as well. Both of you need to give each other a high five for this. Wow. What about the third brother, man? Here goes. Yeah. All right, pass my high five to him too. Here you go, right back. You know, in this film, a tailor gets hit by lightning and he gets superpowers. What was that lightning moment in your life which changed your life and your life? Basil.
The moment I decided to switch my career was the biggest change decision I took in my life. Like I was working in a IT company until then. I was an engineer. Basically, I studied engineering, like going with the flow. Because we all grew up in a system where you have to become an engineer or a doctor to be successful.
We had very less options.
Yeah, to be successful, everybody thinks you have to go with a blue collar job with tie and everything, and that's what is branded as a job, as a profession until then. So that thought of that decision of going out of the comfort zone and making, I mean, like the system might oppose you at that moment of that change, but you have to fight for that and prove yourself. So that moment of that confidence you had to go for that, it was the best decision. That lightning moment for me to be the superhero.
And I'm glad that lightning happened because we got Basil, right?
Yes.
What about you?
Same. I was a software engineer. My brother, he's just 1 year older to me. So he studied +2 science batch, high secondary. So I followed the same so that I won't be criticized. And he did engineering. electronics and communication. I did the same so that I won't be criticized. And he got into a software company. I also did the same so that nobody will judge me because I'm doing the same thing what my brother does. But once I came into this software industry, once I got my own seat and my own cubicle, it was scary to think that my whole life is going to be inside this cubicle. I was so frustrated, I was depressed. I worked there for 11 months and then it was a hard decision to make. It was hard to convince my parents. It was hard to convince everyone. I had not told anyone that I wanted to be an actor. I kept it within me until I got my bachelor's degree. And I got placed. So I had to go for the job. My father told, and when I told my father that I want to pursue my career in acting, he said, "You have got a job now. Not everyone gets a job. Go do your job." And I worked. I worked for 11 months and it took 11 months for me to gather the courage to tell my father that I want to be an actor. I'm going to resign. And he didn't let me resign. The last dialogue he told was, "Okay, do whatever you want." I instantly resigned. that moment was the lightning
I'm
moment.
sure your father must be very, very proud of you.
Yes.
Tovino, and your family is, and I'm proud of you. We're all
We
proud of you.
watched Minnal Murali together on Basil's wedding anniversary. My father, my mother, my wife and kids, we went to Basil's house and we watched it from Basil's home theatre. And we watched the movie from their faces, not from the screen.
Aww.
And my father broke into tears for two reasons. He was emotionally moved. At the same time, he could see his son as a superhero. Not everyone gets that chance. My daughter believes that I'm a superhero. Not everyone.
That's most important. That's the biggest thing. Your father, your own family believing you're a superhero. What more could you ask for in terms of actually being respective, loved than your own
I
people?
wanted to be a superhero from my childhood. Growing up, I realized I'll never be a superhero. It's a fantasy thing, I realized. But now I am a superhero, at least in movies.